I think it's going to peak.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Greetings.
Hello.
As usual. Somebody does this every time. Gotta start talking. We live, did a whole rehearsal. Still gotta do it. Pray for me is all I'm gonna say. Pray for me.
Like your expression didn't tell it all.
Pray for me. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata.
You call me Rafiki?
Hakuna Matata. Woo! Lord, thank y'all for joining us this evening. Welcome to Date Affirm the Real. We are gonna get started with the evening. All right, y'all. So we had already posted, let you all know that this discussion this evening is about healthy versus toxic relationships. We've all had our share of relationships, right? Our share. So, with that being said, what has your share of relationships look like? Think about that as we discuss and kind of get into our own personal journeys. Think about some things that you may definitely want to share in the comments. And so here are the rules, okay? Here are the rules for the evening. We have some notes here where we've already planned ahead to talk about the healthy versus toxic that we want to share with you all. And then we're going to have some breaks in between so that you all can share. We're going to look at the comments and then answer some questions and then go through some of the comments. And then we'll start back up again. And then we'll take another break to address the comments. So it'll be a smooth transition. So just know that your comments will be addressed. But we're going to have designated times to do that. Okay? Okay. Y'all with us? Okay. Looks like we got Janelle in the building with us. And we will wait and let other people kind of filter through. But we're not waiting on them. They will have to catch up. All right, babe.
Okay. My turn. So, Sherry's covered everything.
Yeah, your turn.
Say again?
Nothing.
Okay. So, first thing I want to address is we are not experts. We are not professionals. This is an open forum. This is an open discussion. Everybody's view matters. Everybody's opinions matter. This is just healthy dialogue. And that's all we are doing, having an open dialogue. Enjoyment, growth, and progression. That's what we are about. But that's all I pretty want to say.
All of that. All right. So, now that you all know the rules and the plan and the schedule, I see you laughing at me, babe. We're going to go ahead and proceed.
Camera can't hide nothing.
For those that don't know, I am Keya McLean, and this is
Marcus.
And we are the founders of Date Affirm the Real, and we created this group to talk about, or to really create a safe space for those that want to talk about singleship, talk about relationship, who want to talk about marriage. This platform was really created to have a positive platform and a safe space where we could all talk about the things that kind of swirl in our heads and how we even got to the place that we're in. Hey, Keldrick, what up, bro? So, as I stated in the beginning, I'm going to state again because we have a few more people that have joined. I want to give the house rules very quickly again. We're going to talk about our topics. We're going to have a break so that we can address the comments. So, if you have a thought, if you have a question, if you have a comment, don't worry. Put it in the comment section. We'll check it. After about 25 minutes, we'll address those questions, we'll address those comments, and then we're going to move into the next phase and then have another break and so forth. So, we ready to start, babe?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, y'all. So, we're going to start off with a healthy relationship tip and experience. And this is actually one of my healthy tips and experiences. So my first one is having a healthy relationship starts with a healthy mindset. So I think in order for you to have a healthy relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or otherwise, even a relationship with yourself, it starts with the mindset. So what are you even thinking about relationships? And some of the examples I wrote down was believing that you deserve a healthy, positive, productive, and loving relationship. So one of the things that I've heard some women say over the course of years is things like, I don't believe that there's any good men left. I don't believe that I can get a great relationship. I don't believe that I'm worthy of a great relationship. So if that's in your mindset and that's what you're speaking, you do know that's going to affect what types of relationships you have. And so I'm big on mindset. And so if your mindset is saying, I'm not going to have a healthy relationship, if your actions are even saying that, it's going to be hard to manifest something like that into your life. And again, I talk a lot about thoughts and how that plays into what comes into our lives. And you have to be cognizant of what you're thinking and what you're speaking so that you can receive a good, healthy, loving relationship. Now, I want to share something that I didn't even talk about when we were talking about earlier. So, I was having a conversation the other day with some friends, and I mentioned that Marcus and I had our first fight. Last week? Something like that.
It was
2 weeks ago.
It was on a Friday.
Okay.
It was at 8:39 p.m.
So I mentioned we had our first fight, right? And so my friend's reaction was, that's not normal. Y'all just had a fight. Y'all been together for almost a year. And I was like, no, actually that is normal. That is the healthy thing. But sometimes, and I can even attest to it, sometimes we think in our minds like, no, the healthy thing is the unhealthy thing. And so that's how we can kind of start changing our mindset to move from toxic to healthy. Because if the mindset is, I'm supposed to be arguing with the person that I'm with, if the mindset is all men are dogs, if the mindset is I don't deserve a good man or a good woman, if the mindset, which controls a lot of things, is not leading you towards a healthier status in your relationship, then you might have to examine and analyze some things in your relationship. So that's my first one. Feel free to write your comments, your questions down, and we're going to address them later. Marcus is going to move to his number two.
No, but before I do that, I'm going to address that mindset from a different point of view. As a male, we have to do a different type of mindset. One of the common mindsets that we sometimes have, there's never that perfect woman. And what I mean by that, we often have the Build-A-Bear mindset. I want this piece from this woman I'm messing with. I want my woman I'm messing with here to do that. She does this. And sometimes we think there's no one woman that has all of that. We have to get rid of that whole Build-A-Bear and to be able to accept a woman that's meant for us. There's no perfect person. There's no perfect woman. You have to be able to suit me and my needs in the way that you can. She could do this or that one could do that. No, we just got to go and say, hey, she fits me. She's not going to do everything perfect for you. She's not going to do everything right for you. But she's going to work and fit you. Now that's the mindset we got to be able to understand. That, hey, this is how I want to come home. This is how I want to feel when I come home. And that's what I mean by that. And that's a different mindset. We gotta get rid from the Build-A-Bear mindset and trying to piece together Humpty Dumpty. They're just not going to work.
That's a good point, babe. But women sometimes do that too. So, but I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even think about the whole build a man, build a woman mindset that sometimes we do, which also affects what we attract and how our relationships evolve or don't evolve. So that was a good one.
Okay. Yeah, we can actually go a whole lot long on that, but I'm not going to do it. All right. So, my first one for healthy. Self-control. When you have a healthy relationship, this is what I'm learning and I'm practicing, and I'm doing better and better each day, is self-control. And when I mean by self-control, we're talking about the lashing out. The reaction, or the action gets a reaction. Sometimes you got a deep breath. Okay, let's talk about, let me respond to your action in a different manner, because if you holler at me or you aggressive me because you had a bad day, everybody has bad days. Sometimes we can't control it, but if I respond to you in that manner, it's going to escalate. And when it escalates, it gets out of control, and next thing you know, we going from here to over there and forgetting the original thing why we even started. Also self-control, which I'm guilty of, which I'm working on. I'm being pettiness. I'm really practicing that with you sometimes. Yeah, pettiness.
I'm more petty than you, though.
But I can be petty. I'm gonna tell you an example, so don't get mad at me. You know how when I back in the garage and in the Volkswagen, and you pick at me like, all them damn turns, why you taking so many turns? Why you gotta keep going back and forth? Just park just turn and get in there. You don't know how to drive. But when you had your incident, I had never said anything about it, did I? No, because I said no. That's not that. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to be petty, and that's.
I would have.
God is still working on you.
God still, that's my phrase. God's still working on me.
Yeah,
still working on me.
So because I don't want to demean you or make you feel bad, because it easily could be me, and then especially if I did it in the good car, it'd have been expounded, because that's the good car, that's the car, and that's your car, that's your baby, and I'm like, oh.
And I tore it up.
Yeah, but it would have been worse if I did it, and if I did it, and I don't want you, like, hey, how would you attack me? I don't want you to attack me, because I already feel like shit for tearing your stuff up, and so those are the little things that I have to, I try to be self-control of, because
you so much better than me.
Only on certain things.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah, and another part of self-control, we can't give up. Self-control, self-discipline. When it's not going right, that's when you got to practice self-control instead of just giving up, saying, which is an example. Two of us have different apartments. If it's not going right, it's easy for me. It's easy guy to say, "Damn this! I go back to my own shit. I ain't gotta listen to this." Instead, just practice self-control, sticking it out. Let's get this, settle this. Because like I said, I said I'm gonna be by your side. If I'm gonna be by your side, I gotta be by your side through the good, the bad, and sometimes the petty. And that's all about self-control, and that's what we working toward, and that's part of healthy. And that's what I got for the healthy part of mine.
That's good, babe. I think it's important. The self-control is important. So I'm gonna take a page out of your book.
Okay, I'm listening.
Especially about the pettiness.
I'm
gonna stop being so petty, because I'm pretty petty.
In your defense, you are a lot less petty in these past several months.
I've tried to get better. I keep trying to get better. There's one thing I'm gonna pat myself on the back for, y'all, is I try to get better, period. As a person, as a human, But specifically, I try to concentrate on being better in this relationship. Because it really is the healthiest relationship that I've had. And I think a big part of it is where I started at number one, which is having a healthy mindset. Being in a more healed space. Being a lot more patient. Because I'm still a little impatient, but I'm a lot more patient than I used to be.
So, with that being said, baby, I know you're probably going to look at the comments second, but I'm going to read the definition of a healthy, from Google, because Google knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy relationship involves honesty, trust, respect, open communication between partners, and they take effort and compromise from both people. And
yeah,
all those aspects are what helps lead to a healthy relationship. It's not guaranteed we can always do those every single time.
Yeah.
If we go with the mindset of trying to do that,
mm-hmm.
we're gonna be 2 steps ahead than we was yesterday.
Absolutely. That's good, babe.
I know I'm trying.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so do you want to address some comments and questions, or do you want to move into?
Let's go address. Let's see what people got to say.
I'm going to address you all's comments and any questions that you guys had. Rick said he has told him he can't leave. Rick, we know that Janelle has threatened you on many occasions, bro.
Well,
stay safe in these streets.
Yeah, blink 3 times if you're in danger.
Twyla. Now, this is good. She said, 1.5 years and no arguments with my partner and myself.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, right? That to me should be the response, and we have to get to that place where we're expecting more healthy relationships like that, so that you can respond like that. Like, to say you've been with somebody 1.5 years and no arguments, kudos to y'all. That means y'all doing work. That's amazing. She said, we have bi-weekly check-ins. We call them relationship check-in and ask each other how we feel about our relationship.
That's what's up.
And that's what the challenge was about, right? Mm-hmm. That's what the challenge was about that we started months ago.
Let me get back to that.
It was about us doing relationship check-ins. And actually, that's when we did the best in our relationship. So we do have to get back to that. It's important to do. It's so important to do. Okay. No other comments at this time. No questions at this time. All right. Your comments or questions are going to be on hold until we come back. Until we come back around. So, number 3, we're going to start talking about some toxic things. So, my toxic thing that I wrote down was physical or verbal abuse. And to be completely honest and transparent with you all, I was the person that was physically and verbally abusive in past relationships. Not all of them, but it was a few relationships. I had a few relationships where, I swung on a few folks. And I ain't gonna swing on you yet.
Did you connect?
Few times. But that's in the past now.
I understand, Rick.
That's in the past. No, in all honesty though, I think when the physical and the verbal abuse is involved in the relationship, you can pretty much bet on the fact that you're in a toxic relationship. And, I'm not going to tell you one way or the other if you're in that type of relationship what to do. I will tell you to take the steps that is necessary to create a healthier relationship and environment for your relationship. So I'm not going to go heavy on this physical and verbal abuse. It is what it is. There's not much more to say about that other than try to either create a more healthier environment or make some decisions. Because your physical and verbal abusive relationship can sometimes extend outside of the relationship. It affects people around you as well. Family, friends, and all of that. So that's all I'm going to say about that particular topic.
So, physical abuse. Now, the way I think about physical abuse in a relationship, it's like having a second job. Why would I kind of come home and physically fight somebody? That's extra work. That's tiring. That you don't get paid for it. And as a man, what if you lose? Remember, like on Color Purple?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I ain't gonna. No mule gonna beat me.
Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna get you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell my dad no mule whoop my ass.
I ain't gonna get you.
So, why should I have to? If I'm in love with somebody, why should I have to put my hands on them in an abusive manner? Why should I'm never there to hurt you? If you're, so I'm gonna speak from my point of view as a guy in this relationship. If I'm there to protect you, why am I hurting you? Why do I need to do this? Why do I need to exert that much energy to protect and hurt? So I'm protecting you, so I can only hurt you. That don't make no damn sense.
Well, if they beating you, they ain't protecting you.
Yeah. I know I got.
Oh, Rick did say, Marcus, raise your hand if you need help, but watch them hands.
I'm gonna use my left hand,
Rick.
So she won't get
this one's for you.
To the moon, Alice. Anyway. And that physical abuse, it really is just no excuse. And so, guys, and we's often taught never put your hands on a woman. Also, then the transitions to if she put her hands on a man, she should be able to get hit like a man. How about we cut all that shit out and just leave? We don't want to worry about making them decisions. If she want to knuckle up, I'm gonna turn my knuckles like this, open the door and get up out of there, because I'm not doing that. I think I told you. I think I did tell you a story about this. One time. I just started dating this one girl, and I was talking to her brother in front of her, and he showed me something that she ain't like. She kicked me, and first thing I said, "Oop, I'm gonna ease my ass out this door." Ain't gonna never hurt.
Where's she at, babe? Where's she at? Oh, I'm changed.
Yeah. Mama say, Mama. Yeah.
Namaste.
And heal. Anyway, but I eased my ass out the door. And that's one of the first women I ever ghosted. But so no, yeah, that physical abuse has got to go. As I've talked about toxic, I'm gonna transition to weapons. Now, I'm not talking about the AR-15s or guns and sticks and stones. I'm talking about things like, silent treatment. If I'm gonna give you a silent treatment to make you come to me, use it to demean you, to make you wonder this, what I'm doing that. It's a mind game. Mm-hmm. That is another form of abuse. The
gaslighting and the narcissism.
Right, or demeaning you to the point where you're beautiful. You're no longer beautiful in anybody else's eyes, or no other man's gonna want you. Mm-hmm. Who the hell want you and all them kids? You better be thankful I'm here. That type of abuse. That's a weapon. Using things in life to weaponize it to hurt. I'm not here. If I'm supposed to love you, I'm not supposed to hurt you.
Yeah.
Love is not supposed to be harmful. It's supposed to be uplifting. And we have to be able to see that, even as a guy, who wants your fat ass? You ain't got no job. No woman gonna want you. Or you don't make that much. You think I'm here. I'm taking care of everything. Mm-hmm. Those are weapons. and all they're gonna do is it takes such a toll on you, where it can be hard to breathe, and you just can't function like that. You can't go through life like that. That hurts.
Yeah. I wanna address some comments that I saw coming up as you were talking.
Okay.
We said we had an allotted time frame for this, but these were some pretty good comments that came up. Tam said, physical abuse can be deadly, literally. I feel empathy for a man who has experienced this from a woman because he gets no understanding of this. We as women tend to get a pass when we exhibit this behavior. And that's true. That's true. That is so very true.
Let's touch on that. Part of being a traditional man is supposed to be the strong, the hard rock, the such a stone, a emotional statue. Who the hell are we gonna go to say, hey, she beating up on me? Mm-hmm. If you can, how can you go to somebody and say, hey man, she beating on me, and you taking it? Who you go to that is an embarrassment.
Yeah.
We be trained to that's an embarrassment.
And it's humility.
Yeah.
And even when I admitted earlier to being physically abusive, my idea was not like I wasn't beating no man down. I was like punching one time and I was throwing a candle. I wasn't like jumping on top of him, hitting him. But hitting is hitting to me. So it's physical abuse anytime I raise my hand. So if I raise my hand and I punched him in the arm or something like that because I got angry, that's considered physical abuse to me. But that's what I did, and I threw a candle at the man. And it connected. But no, I'm not trying to make light of the situation at all. Because he even said to me, he was like, now who am I going to tell, that you literally hit me, punched me in the arm, and you threw a candle at me? And so I didn't think about it at that time, but it makes sense. Like, women, it's not like you hear about women doing that kind of thing all the time because men don't tell it. It happens, but men don't tell that, and most of that came down to my anger issues, which is why I committed to anger management twice. So I needed extra credit. But no, in all honesty, to go even deeper in my transparency, I grew up around women who were very physically abusive. So my mother and my grandmother both put their hands on men on a regular basis. So, and my aunts. So I grew up in that type of environment. So thank God I didn't turn out worse and pick up on all of that. But I got the help that I needed, and I did what was necessary so that I wouldn't be in toxic environments. Because I would look at it and be like, I don't ever want to be in a relationship like that. So you constantly putting your hands on him.
So let me ask you this: with your anger management twice, did you able to become an example for those who was abusive to the males? Well, did they say okay, she's changed. Maybe we need to change and do something right. Did that lead to a series of steps for others?
Well, I don't know the series of steps, but I will say this. My mother, who I applaud constantly about accepting a lot of things that I may have seen that created what I became at a young, as a young adult. She's been extremely honest about owning that and apologizing for that, and also acknowledging my path and my growth and my willingness to go a different way.
Okay.
And so through that, I don't know if that is making her do something different or not. I just know that she's acknowledged the work that I've put in so that I'm not doing the things that my mother and my grandmother did.
That's an important step for everybody around. Another comment?
Twyla said men get abused and don't report it because who's going to take them seriously? Janelle said she threw Alan through the wall. Okay. Janelle, I'm going to recommend my therapist to you.
God.
And then Twyla, this is good. Twyla said using sex is a weapon of abuse too. Yeah. Yeah. And then Twyla said verbal abuse and emotional is bad. Janelle said love is not controlling.
Hold on, let's go back to sex. You know, I like sex.
You don't say it.
Yeah. I heard about it.
Okay.
Sex as a weapon. So how do everybody feel about that? I'm curious how people feel about that because, you know, the thing about this, hey, he ain't gonna do what I want him to do, so I'm gonna withhold sex.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
a lot of people say that.
But then we talk about, you hear if he don't get it at home, he gonna go somewhere else and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't that a contradiction to you?
Mm-hmm.
So if I love you, I'm gonna give you sex. If I'm trying to use it as a weapon, I'm not gonna give it to you, but I still love you. This is confusing to me. So
I don't care how mad I get.
You know. So now, but if a guy starts withhold sex, does a woman respond in the same manner? Say, I can get it from anywhere, and they go do it. This is a whole nother subject. I'm just it baffles me on this one. It's like, why do we want to hold, especially if you're married? This is the union of one.
Yeah, I'm glad Twyla brought that up because that is a good point. I have heard a lot of women say that. Oh, he want to do such and such. Well, he ain't getting no booty tonight. He ain't getting none. And I'm like, well, are you punishing him, or are you punishing yourself, or like, what is the goal here? What's the end goal that you're trying to get? Like, you trying to teach a grown man a lesson? That you're trying to teach. You're trying to treat a grown man like he a little kid. Like, I'm gonna teach you. You're not gonna get sex. That's a very toxic trait. It's a very toxic trait.
Yeah.
Thank you, Twyla, for bringing it up.
Yeah, because it really confuses me. But you get mad, you don't give it, and he go get it somewhere else. Oh, now I don't want a divorce because he getting sex from somewhere else. And I don't know about this. I heard this in the streets, baby. That there's some females who give it out easy. I don't know about that.
I'm sure you don't.
I love my woman. I love my woman. I see no other woman but my woman. I don't hear anything.
Now, come on, stop lying. You see other women now. That's all right. I see them too. It's okay.
Yeah, but we probably need to address that one day. Just make sure we're on the same page, because I don't want to ever have to get to that point where sex is a weapon, or that or even like
not for us.
No, I'm just saying we still have to be addressed in general. Like, we make sure we're on the same page.
All right.
Transparency.
Okay, so I want to go back to some comments here.
Okay.
I missed some stuff. Twyla said women hold out on sex because they're pissed, which makes no sense. I'll be damned, I'm depriving myself. Right, that's why I'm like, that's not me. I'm not. I can be mad, frowned up, but yeah, that ain't nothing I'm withholding. And Tam says, recently I was called controlling when I chose to wait for sex to get to know the man. He and I discussed it, and I did understand his perspective. No, that's different.
No,
that's different.
Repeat that one.
Okay, because they're not in a relationship, so I can understand this. She says, recently I was called controlling when I chose to wait for sex to get to know the man. He and I discussed it, and I did understand his perspective. So in that situation, that's different, because you're getting to know him. So you're telling him that these are the parameters of when I'm going to give you my body. And you have every right to do that. Like, whoever got a problem with that, be gone.
Yeah, well, you got to earn these good.
Yeah, you got to earn that.
Yeah. This thing's special.
This special over here.
Talking about me.
We're talking about Tam right now.
Oh.
Stay focused. Stay focused. Rick said, when you withhold sex from your mate, you run the risk of them getting it elsewhere, but that's only if the person is weak. I kind of want to hear more about that.
I can't necessarily. No.
I kind of want to hear more about that. Like,
no.
What does that mean, Rick?
I don't necessarily agree with that.
But I'm trying to get an understanding. I want clarity before I assume. That's why I'm asking Rick. When you withhold sex from your mate, you run the risk of them getting it elsewhere. I get that part.
Okay.
But that's only if the person is weak. You're saying the person that goes and gets sex or the person who withholds the sex is weak. That's what I want to understand, Rick.
Okay.
Try to say, you damn right. Toxic as hell. Yeah, that's toxic. I ain't withholding nothing. I'm waiting for Rick to answer. Hand me that wine, please, baby, while we wait for Rick to expound on his comment here. Would like for Rick to expound.
Yeah.
Expound in the expounding.
Yeah, use the big words. I can't use them.
Okay, we're going to have to go back and look at Rick's comment because we had number 5, which is yours.
All right, so.
Hold on. We got another comment, Tim. But his perspective was that women play games with sex, even in dating, and I do know that to be true. We discussed who I was and what I had displayed, separating me from others. Absolutely.
Well, we can unwrap that for about an hour.
Oh, yeah. We can go deep on that.
Yeah.
Like, so here's the thing, and I haven't had to date in a year, so, but it's not that long ago.
11 months.
Well, really, I wasn't dating before that. Because Derek had just passed, so I wasn't really dating.
Okay.
So, here's the thing. If I tell a man, I'm not having sex with you until we get to know each other, I'm not really putting a time limit on it, right? I'm just saying, hey, until I feel comfortable, until we have established that we're in a relationship or what's happening in this relationship, I'm choosing not to have sex with you. And if you don't understand that, okay, I understand your perspective and you will have to understand my perspective. And with that being said, there's the door. Because just like I have the prerogative to set parameters, he has the prerogative to set his parameters. And you can know that very early on when you start dating somebody. Hey, this might not be for me. You want to have sex on the first night? I don't. So you go your way, I'll go my way. Nice to have met you.
Oh, yeah. We're going to wrap that one because I got different aspects on that one.
But we're going to go into Rick's comment, which says, weak-minded people give in, but they've probably already been considering it. So yes, that's what he was saying. The person who goes and cheats because their mate is withholding sex, that's the person he's saying is weak, and saying that they've probably already considered it. So if your mate is not giving you sex, and then you go, okay, is this like the first time they withhold sex or like the night time? Because that matters, right?
It does.
Okay.
So if it's toxic and she keep holding sex, like you say, on a constant basis, it's toxic. So it's easy, not weak. You in a toxic relationship. We're gonna go cheat because your relationship is not strong, not you're weak minded. Your relationship is weak.
Supposed to leave.
Yeah, you can leave. Hey, you ain't in it. Might as well leave, because it's not. What kind of, a toxic relationship is not really a relationship. I guess it's definitely
right. So for me, I think that's where So when Rick said weak-minded, I sort of get that, and the reason why I sort of get it because you have the ability to leave the relationship. So why stay in the relationship that you're calling toxic, that the person is withholding sex? Why stay in the relationship and then go cheat on them when you can just leave the relationship? Right?
I mean,
do you see my point?
Ultimately, yes.
Okay.
Ultimately, yes. But I'm also thinking about all the little factors. Every relationship is different. So you're looking at all the different little other factors. If I leave, I have no place to go. Well, if I do this, I can't do this. I'm tied to this because of this.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's what I said.
We ain't going there, dog. That's so much to say.
Yeah, so
like, don't get in relationship with people and depend on them and not be able to leave.
Or put so much into it and it's already put so much to a messed up thing that you stuck in it. So, but yeah, that's a whole nother topic. I'm not gonna go.
Okay, we're gonna go to one more comment and then we're gonna move to the next topic and then we'll address the comments at the end. All right, Twyla said both parties could be weak. The person that cheats and the person withholding sex.
I can dig it.
I can dig it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Let's move on.
All right, so got me clapping now like I'm in church. Anyway.
You got it from me.
Yeah. So, my healthy tip or topic or point, evolving. Accepting your mate's growth. We're not, people are constantly evolving, changing, growing. Some may grow faster than others. Or, for instance, she's doing something that's benefiting everybody, so she's skyrocketing. I got this business and I'm moving, I'm doing this, and I have to accept that. And as her mate, you have to okay, pat you on the butt, let's go, get it. Because ultimately I had to have the mind, back to your first thing, the mindset of what you're doing is not for you, but for us or the family. And that's accepting the growth, or maybe transition from a toxic to a healthy outlook, where I'm no longer trying to hit you or abuse you. Okay, now I gotta accept that we're gonna have to discuss things rationally and get past these altercations without any kind of abuse. I have to accept that, because now I have to accept the way we solve stuff is no longer physical, but through verbal communication. Mm-hmm. Even the world changing as it is you got to accept that kind of growth. There are different demands on relationships. There's different things that it might have been changed from 1932 to 2022. There's different demands and different dynamics of relationship. And the different dynamics going to change from 2022 to 2023. And we have to evolve our relationship to make sure we do that and grow together or accept the growth of the others, because without doing that, the evolving is going to lead to the destruction of the relationship, in my opinion.
It's a good one, babe.
I try.
I like that one. The evolving. That's having a healthy relationship. When you can accept and you can embrace that your partner is evolving, and you guys may be evolving at different times. Chris Rock had a stand-up special where he talked about, being the tambourine player, right? I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but it was such a moment, because I've been in relationships with people who have been skyrocketing in their careers or their profession or their business, and then I've been the person that has skyrocketed and made huge pivots in my business. And one of the things that is extremely important when you're in that space is having a extremely supportive partner who doesn't, and you didn't even mention this part, like, your partner is not your competitor. Your partner is not, you're not in competition to be like, oh, I'm doing better than my partner. Oh, I have all of this and my partner doesn't. Like, that part that's not a healthy relationship trait. That really would fall under toxic. But it's like, you have to understand that you may be with a person who just wants to acknowledge and embrace where you are and let your light shine in that moment. And then who knows, 5 years from now, it could be totally different. It could be where he's shining brightly and I have to be there really to kind of move the mirror so that it's reflecting off of him. Okay? So that's the type of relationship that you really want to be in. someone who acknowledges and sees and understands and appreciates your greatness. And as you evolve in that person being right there with you. It's a lot of times Marcus will just look at me and he'll say, I'm so proud of you, babe. I'm so proud of you. Good job, babe. And he's come to understand my love languages. So he understands just how much that little bit, it seems a little to some people, but that very thing it's so instrumental to me getting up the next day and being even greater. So you have to be with somebody who sees that in you, who's okay with you evolving, who's okay with you being all of who you are. Thank you for that, babe. That was good.
That question. You said we can't be competitors, right?
With each other, yeah.
With each other. Does that count in bowling, spades, or dominoes?
It does not. In bowling, spades, and dominoes, I still kick ass. I will continue to kick. And basketball. I will continue to kick ass in basketball, bowling, anything that you want to play against me. Yes, we are competitors. That's why you cannot be my spades partner. Okay? Okay?
I accept it. And
sorry, y'all. We digress. We sorry. Let's get focused again. Babe. They looking for us to be all. Okay.
Good luck.
Okay, we're gonna go to the comments after my number 6.
Okay.
So my number 6, which is my other healthy, is being accountable and maintaining communication. So this one is big for me on the healthy side, because you know how you tell a person how you feel and they're like, I didn't do that. That ain't what I meant to do. That ain't how it was. Like, no, I need you to actually be accountable. So I appreciate a person who acknowledges what I'm conveying to them about my feelings, and they're being accountable in standing in that and saying, you know what? I apologize. And then we're done. Okay? We're done. So just hold yourself accountable, acknowledge your mate's feelings, and move past it. And then maintaining communication. So it's almost kind of part of the weaponizing, which was the toxic trait that Marcus mentioned, but maintaining communication. So I'll give you an example. You're in a relationship with somebody, right? And then you guys kind of have a system that you have. When I get off work, I call you. I kind of say, hey, I'm going here. I'm doing this. These are my plans. But if you don't communicate with me what's going on, and then I just happen to find out on Facebook because you tagged yourself at the bowling alley trying to practice to beat me. If I find that out through Facebook and you didn't communicate it to me, that's not really healthy. Like, have healthy communication and dialogue with your partner so that they don't feel like they're in the dark. I see you looking at me. Yes, I know you're going to be trying to practice bowling. It's going to take a bunch of practices.
I'm going to get that ass. I'm going to get that ass.
But, yeah. You got a long way to go, baby. Hold on. What is Rick talking about? You ain't played me yet, sis. Oh! He think he could beat me? Is that what he's saying?
You know, we could always have a dark game night.
Well, we said we was doing that.
Yeah.
Let's get it underway. The next event is a dark game night where I'm going to beat my man and my brother. Oh, this is going to be a lovely night.
You can beat Rick all you want.
It's going to be a lovely night.
Keep on, mother, with whole sex.
I wish you would. I'm going to forget I went to anger management.
Watch out for the hook.
I got a mean right one.
You know I'm too slow to duck.
Okay. Let's get back on track. All right. We don't know how to act, y'all. We don't know how to act. Back to decorum, babe. Back to decorum. What's your number 7? What's your number 7? I can't wait to hear your number 7.
Oh, okay.
We got one more. We got 8.
All right, so I'm gonna go back a little bit. When I was talking about this and thinking about this topic, one of the things I had a question about: toxic and unhealthy. Apparently, those two different things. Mm-hmm. So, definition of unhealthy. An unhealthy relationship can be defined as one that is characterized by an ongoing pattern of behavior such as lack of communication, power imbalances, lack of mutual respect, lack of boundaries, physical abuse, verbal abuse, and emotional abuse. Mm-hmm. Where toxic is one that makes you feel unsupported, misunderstood, demeaned, or attacked. Mm-hmm. So, I just want to like there was a difference because I can easily get confused. Either one I don't want.
Yeah.
But it is a difference, and sometimes we have to really know the differences. Especially we had to come and talk about it. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to put that out there real quick.
Yeah. That's good.
So.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah, anytime. And I said it without stuttering. That's a private joke. Anyway, so number 7. Let's talk about self-sabotage. Part of toxicness is not realizing you deserve the healthy. You start either consciously or subconsciously messing your own blessings up. People always say, "Well, I don't have a good man or a good woman," and you have it. And you're messing it up because you're bringing the old stuff into the new because you're not thinking you don't deserve it. Like thinking, not want to commit or cheating. Thinking, "Oh, he's going to cheat anyway." With no reason, no indication, nothing that he's even contemplating about stepping out, or you're cheating. And this is another one. Flaws. When in a healthy relationship, you accept your person's flaws and you work with it, or you accept it and go with it. Where in a toxic one, you're highlighting the flaws, like that he ain't never make up the bed, even though he may make dinner every night for you, but he'll never make up the bed. Okay. And those are things that to me are toxic, or this is another one, which you don't do, but I can see you easily easily fall into. Mm-hmm. You put your energy to everything else but your relationship. You have 17,000 projects that you do. And what if you put all that energy into those projects, but you didn't put it here? Mm-hmm. How can we survive? Yeah. How can you say, "Oh, I got to go this event, do this, or do that"? I can't, I can't go out this day, or I can't do this because I got to go here. Yeah. And all I can say is, what about me? Mm-hmm. How can I feel like why am I just dropping priorities and levels in your life?
Yeah, so I'm glad you actually brought that up because I was talking to a friend about that. And so I've never been a gymnast. And I actually just finished Teray Roberts' book called Balance. But I've never been on the balance beam.
You got balance. But
I'm sure that if I got on a balance beam, I would struggle. Mm-hmm. Right? I would be trying to, get my bearings. I would be doing what I needed to do to get my bearings. And when you're trying to balance life, which everybody has their opinions, their thoughts about, is there really balance in life? Is there not? There's no such thing. A lot of people have a bunch of opinions about it. I feel that balance is a real thing. That's my opinion.
Okay.
My thoughts. Okay. I don't think your balance is always going to be the same, though. So your balance evolves as you evolve, right? I might have to devote 75% of myself to my health if my health is in trouble, and 25% gets filtered through wherever it needs to go. I might be in a place where if I'm single, I'm spending 75% of my time working on my healing journey, and the other 25% kind of splash other places. It could be I'm in a relationship now versus all my concentration before when I was single was on my business and my nephew. So I evenly spread it there, and then I had a little bit of time for friends and family and whatever else. So balance is going to always evolve. It's going to always shift and be different. And so I think people struggle with that in relationships and even with themselves. How do you balance when you're by yourself? How much time do you devote to self-care? How much time do you devote to hanging out? How much time do you devote to being in front of a TV? How much time do you devote to working on your business or working towards building yourself in your career? It's so many different things. So it's like balance can vary. It's going to vary.
Yeah, and kind of going with that to a certain extent, knowing you got 17,000 options or things to do, and prioritizing. That's not what. Yeah, that, but that's not what I'm getting at.
Oh.
As your mate, also I learned to be your counterbalance. What I mean by that, I know I get time here, and I may get a lot of time this week here, but things come up and I may get this little time here. I have to understand that, but also at the same time, if I feel a certain way where I get a lot of time on this week, and in 3 weeks I get this little bit of time, and I start feeling that way, I have to learn, which I'm still growing to say, hey, babe, I'm not getting the time I really need.
Mm-hmm. The communication part.
Yeah, communication is a never learning thing. I will never be the perfect communicator. I will always be a better communicator.
Mm-hmm.
In certain, I've been doing things 46 years of my life, and I have to learn how to undo 46 years of training. But back to counterbalance, and I also got to keep in mind that what you're doing, like go back to what I said earlier, is not for you, but for the whole.
Mm-hmm.
So I do understand that, and sometimes I know, and I have to also accept being your counterbalance. Okay, do what you got to go do, babe. I understand. Go get it. I'm gonna go sit here and what you work. Mm-hmm. Do what you got to do. Or if you say, hold on, I'm working. All right, shut up and sit down and go watch my cartoons. I get it. But if it ever gets to that point, I also have to learn to open my mouth.
Yeah.
If I open my mouth to fuss, I can open my mouth to say, hey, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. That's my high horse.
All right. That's a good one, though. I like that one.
I try.
So now we're on number 8. We're on the last one.
Yeah. We got
to do that. Well, we're gonna address comments. So because we did so good on time, because you guys don't realize we allotted ourselves an hour and a half, and to get through this, and so that means the last 30 minutes. If somebody wants to come on, so if you say, hey, I want to jump in on the live with you guys, let us know. If you have any comments, leave the comments and we'll address them and get it done. Okay, so let me tell you my number 8. Tam said, that's good, Marcus.
I know. Thank you.
Don't. You're just so humble, aren't you?
Yeah. I didn't even stutter.
Okay, y'all. Here's my number 8. This is my last toxic trait. When you don't provide allowances for your mate to be vulnerable and honest?
You
like that one?
Ooh.
Okay. So it's a toxic trait to tell your partner to be honest with you, but then you can't accept the honesty. And it's toxic to want the mate to communicate with you and be vulnerable with you, and then when they do that, you don't allow them to be vulnerable with you. You don't allow them to be open. And so what happens is the other person feels like, well, I can't share with you now. Because when I tried to be vulnerable and open with you, you attacked me. You demeaned me. You didn't make me feel good about sharing with you. I shared my feelings with you. I was honest with you. I told you how you made me feel, or I told you how that made me feel, and you didn't acknowledge it. And so now there's no safe space for me in this relationship, which is a toxic trait. And if you're creating that type of environment for your mate where they, what I typically call the walking on eggshells atmosphere, like if you're in a relationship with a person and when they walk in and they foot hit the floor and they hear the crack, that's the crack of the eggshell. And so now they're walking through the house and all they're doing is touching eggshells. They're walking on eggshells all through the house, which creates a toxic environment, unhealthy, whatever word you want to use, because if you can't communicate, what do you have? What do you have? And if a person can't be vulnerable with you, if a person can't be honest with you, then you don't really have a healthy relationship. We talked a little bit earlier about men being physically abused, but let's talk about men not feeling open to share. Because women oftentimes feel that way. Like, this is not a bashing of men or women. Let me preface that. I don't want any one side to think we're on one side or the other. I'm just stating this is kind of what happens across the board. A lot of men feel like they can't be open and honest and vulnerable with their mate because they don't always feel like it's a safe space. And so I want us to maybe concentrate a little bit on that area. So you can't tell me to be open and honest with you and vulnerable, and then you attack me, and then you criticize me, and then you ridicule me, and then you demean me as a man. That's a man you're talking to. So you can't tell me to tell you how I feel. Well, what's going on in your mind? How are you feeling? What do you need? How can I help you? How can I be here to support you? And then I share that with you, and then you attack me. A lot of men are facing that. A lot of men are dealing with, I was honest, I was vulnerable, and then I got attacked. Because I've heard a lot of women say, a man is supposed to be this, and a man is supposed to do this, and a man is supposed to say that. But the moment that man comes down and says, but you are who I'm with, and I just want to be open with you, and then you use that, what did Yule say on his live last night? You weaponize it. You weaponize it against the man. But you want a healthy relationship. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, babe. Go ahead, because you got something to say.
What you can't tell me is man up. That's what the hell you can't tell me. If you not, I'm sorry, it may offend some people. If you are not a man, you damn sure can tell me man up.
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with, how I'm trying to handle this.
Mm-hmm.
Better not, don't tell me man up.
Yeah.
If I'm being open and vulnerable with you, don't give me that man up shit. walk. You know what I'm saying? How they say, walk a mile in my shoes. Mm-hmm. Well, put these shoes on, and then you can tell me to man up. Until then, don't tell me to man up.
And that's a good point, babe. Like, that's the point about where I was talking about the vulnerability. Most times, men don't even want to address vulnerability with a woman because of that fact. Like, if you're with me and I say to you, man up, man, like what you doing out here complaining? Like, where's the safe space with me then?
Exactly.
You don't have a safe space with me. I'm not creating a safe space for you. But he can come to me and say, you know what, I'm feeling some kind of way.
So, I always tell you. Now I always tell you, and if we got in the bedroom, these are 4 walls.
Tar said amen.
These are 4 walls.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to discuss anything in these 4 walls, no matter what's outside these 4 walls. They don't penetrate.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that's where I can decompress.
Mm-hmm.
You can decompress.
Yeah.
We can vent. And hell, if I want to bust a tear, I can bust a tear. It don't leave them 4 walls.
Yeah.
You remember, you know, I may have certain triggers that create a moment of vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the time we were sitting on the patio and I had my moment?
Mm-hmm.
What you did, you just came and hugged, you didn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I rarely shed a tear on anything. You know, just how I'm made up. But that moment, when it didn't go nowhere, I was open to you. So a lot of times I also think about the car scenario. If you driving home and you want to take a long way home because you don't want to go in your house, or you want to go somewhere else before you want to go home because you don't want to hear it, you want to decompress or be vulnerable, and you got to do somewhere outside your homes. You want to do it somewhere outside your home. There might be something that need to address. You know, I can see. Sometimes we gotta relax, whatever. But in the day, I want to be able to. And I should be able to be able to tell you what's heavy on my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Am I perfectly doing it now? No. Am I trying to work toward it better? Yes, and that's what I want to do. You know, I still have something I just hold to me, but that's 46 years of training. Give me, I'm doing more and more to try to release that and I hope you see that.
Yeah, and one of the things I try to do, I actually do this with everybody. I become so in tune with you.
You ain't lying.
When I tell people, if I care about you, and I'm not saying this like in an asshole way, but if I care about you, please know it's not surface. Like, I go deep with it. I care so much about you that I pay attention to everything. Everything. I pay attention to what I feel from you. And I can feel that from you from 700 miles away to sitting right next to me. I have that ability. So what he has through our connection in a relationship and love, it's that much deeper. So there are times he doesn't even have to be vulnerable in terms of sharing with me. I feel it. I can feel it. And I'll say to him, something's bothering you. What's going on? And he may not tell me. He may not want to share. But what I do to assure him that if you decide to share or if you don't, I'm here. I got you. I love you. It doesn't matter what it is. You can be honest with me. You can be vulnerable with me. And I'm still going to be right here. And so it's by creating that type of environment that no matter what level of vulnerability he may need, I'm going to provide it. whether I need to be silent and shut the hell up or press him and try to find out what's going on so that I can be what he needs in that moment. So, excuse me. So that's it. Like, I think that was probably one of my biggest ones. Is, and I don't know how great I do at this. I try to be great at it. But that's one of the ones that's really important to me. I feel like a man should feel like he can be vulnerable and honest with me. If he's with me, he has to feel vulnerable and know that he can be honest. Without judgment, without ridicule, without being attacked, without any of that. And also feel like I'm not going to go share any of that with anybody. Let me end it with that.
That part.
I'm not going to go and share it with anybody. Like, there are some things that I might share with my closest friends, which is last week 2 weeks ago when I was like, oh, we had our first fight. Outside of that, I don't share my relationship stuff. I don't. I do not talk about my relationship stuff with anybody. There's one person that I pretty much tell everything to, but that person is been my best friend for over 20 some years, really two of them. But they've been my best friends for over 20 something years, and they're not the type of best friends that immediately jump on my side. They're the type of best friends that be like, no, Keya, you was wrong. No, Keya.
She's Keya, or you other words? She say Keya?
Well, I'm being nice. Because we're on video and it's going on YouTube. I'm being nice. That ain't what she say to me. And that ain't what Tort say to me. But I'm being nice. But both of them are very honest and transparent and straightforward with me. And I love that. But I can share anything with them. Anything. But outside of that, I don't share my relationship stuff. That's sacred. That's between us. It is completely between us. And so, like I said, if you're there and you happen to see something, that's one thing. But if it come down to me calling you and being like, let me tell you what Marcus said. Let me tell you what Marcus... No, I ain't doing that. I'm not. Mm-hmm. And I think you should have a safe space for your relationships. You should. Your mate shouldn't have to worry about you going out and telling everything about, there's... Of course, me and him have pillow talk. And even with that, there's a limit. Like, I can't go and share all my friends' business with him the same way I can't go and share with my friends all of our business. So there's a level of, loyalty and respect and decorum and shit,
Ooh, yeah, decorum. That part.
Okay, so let's go through the comments here. Because, look, babe, we did good on time. I'm so proud of us. It's 8:13.
All right, what we got for the comments?
All right. So Dana said, good to have friends like that. And Janelle said, I asked that. What's wrong, babe? She's talking about, when she can detest when something may be going on with Rick. And Rick said, if I shed tears, it's either about to go down or I'm ready to pop. Ooh, I know about that. Tam said, I think a man's vulnerability looks and sounds different. We need to do better in observing our man's behavior. Yes. Do better in observing their behavior.
But let's go back to what we were saying. Sometimes you have to get in tune.
Mm-hmm.
The ones you're trying to be with, you're going to naturally learn it.
Yeah.
Just like you can learn it with, they're going to say this. I ain't got to ask because I know what she's going to say. When you say stuff like that, you can know a behavior just as well. It's not going to happen instantaneously. But... When it's right and you trying to be with that person, it's coming.
Yeah. I can attest to that. It's true. I can't say that I've been in tune with other relationships to this extent. But I know that that's just something that I have anyway. So if I take the initiative to kind of tune into that, I have it. But if I don't really acknowledge it like that, it's just out there.
Right.
But I've made a conscious effort to be in tune with you so that I know, okay, what's going on with him. Your body language and your energy tells me a lot. right? Like
facial expressions. What you
facial expressions are everything with him, and so I can tell. He can walk in the house, and I can be like, "What's wrong with you?" Immediately. Now he doesn't do so great at that with me.
Because you're all over the place, but I get it.
He doesn't do so great, but I have him down to a T, and that's because I'm one of those people that sometimes I do a lot, and then I'm like a pressure cooker, and that's a good example.
The old kind where we start whistling. Okay, yeah.
So I'm kind of like the pressure cooker. So it could be stuff going on for a long time. You don't even know what's going on with me, and then you're gonna hear, and it's like, oh shit, something's going on with Keya. But you won't know it. You won't know it for a long time because I'm in there simmering and doing all this other stuff until
that steam build up.
Until the steam build up. That's more of who I am.
Greens gonna be tender though.
They're gonna be tender and tasty.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Okay. Do you all want to chime in any more? Do you have any more comments? Do you have any more questions? Do you have any more thoughts about healthy versus toxic relationships? And we definitely want to thank you all for tuning in. You guys have been extremely active on the page. Twyla, Tam, Rick, Janelle, you guys have been very interactive with us tonight. We want to thank you for your comments. Thank you for your engagement. This is what this is about. We can't do it without you guys. It's just not possible.
So babe, think we need to do more of these? I think we need to do some more topics.
Yeah. Dana with her late ass. Oh, I said that, didn't I?
I ain't in that.
I can say that.
Yeah, y'all friends.
That's my friend.
Yeah. She probably was at row class. Anyway. But no, we need to start doing more. We need to do, not say this topic, but we need to start doing more than what we're doing. And like I always ask you, what do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? Send it to us. Do something. We'll put it on the schedule. We'll make it work. This is a open forum. Don't sit back. You don't say, hey, this is what I want to talk about. This one, we just say,
yeah, don't send us no message and you wasn't engaging with us. Come on, y'all should talk about talk with us. Rick, talking about y'all so nasty. Dana said, forget you. No, your late ass. They're gonna bleep me out again.
Yeah, y'all. But at the end of the day, everybody here has a voice. And if, like I said, even if you do engage and you don't, when the topic you want to be talking about, you don't want to say, hey, this topic came for such and such, say that. You have, send it in the...
Go ahead, babe, I'm listening.
Yeah, I got you. Send it to us and you say, hey, Marcus, Keya, this is. I know I engage, but I also want you to talk about this, but don't bring my name into it. That's not a problem. We're all family.
It is a problem.
Is it?
Yeah, say your name. I'm just playing, babe.
See, I ain't in tune. Apparently, I ain't in tune.
I told you that's not your strong point. That's all right. We gonna work on it.
Like carbs.
Anyway.
All right, so
I'm not laughing at you.
I am, but no. Let's do more of this. Let's talk about this. Is Wednesday a good night? Hey, matter of fact, let us know. Is Wednesday the best night, or is it Thursday the best night? What works best for everybody? Let's go for it. Let's have fun with this. Let's do it. I'm done.
You're done.
I'm done.
We did that. All right, y'all. So we were planning to have a in-person event. We wanted to schedule it for this Sunday, but life is happening. You hear me? Life is happening. For those that don't know, my mom will be relocating to Dallas next week. Going to St. Louis and get her. And we'll be back next Sunday. Maybe next Monday. We'll see how that goes. But nevertheless, then I have to get nephew off to school. So a lot's happening. So we really need you all support during this time. We need you guys to invite others to the group. We need you all to stay consistent in the group. Cassandra said, when is game night? We are going to plan that immediately. Okay? So I can beat everybody again like I did for my birthday.
I want to see that.
You taking your glasses off?
I don't want to see that shit or hear it. Anyway.
And I didn't even get to tell y'all how when we went to Austin, I beat the hell
it's 8:30.
out of Marcus.
It's 8:30. It's 8:30. It's 8:30. It's 8:30.
I beat him so bad, y'all.
You know.
Okay, hold on. I see some comments. Let me get back.
Let's go for it.
Okay, yeah. So Cassandra said, when is game night? Tam said, exciting news. I think she's talking about Mama moving here. That's exciting. Yes. Brian going to college. That's exciting. Corey has a good one. Can we talk same-sex friend relationships and the boundaries?
We actually
we talked about that, didn't we?
We got was addressed again because guess what? You have a lot of different sex friends. And I have to respect.
Is Jermaine still on here? I think he fell off. Tart, you still on here?
Matter of fact, that'll be a good person to be with on that. Just talk about how y'all interact. Because Keya has what? At least no. 1, 2, 3. 3 regular people she talked to that's of male. I can't say male descent. That's male or men. They were actually before me. Before we engage in our relationship, I know all of them. I respect all of them, and they all respect me, which is the biggest part. And we can address that. That's not a problem to me. I can't say that our formula works for everybody. I'm not going to ever say that. It works for us, and I could tell you my opinion, my views. She could tell you her opinion, her views, and her outlook on it, but we can totally address it. Yeah,
we did talk about this before, but we'll make that be the whole show. Because I think a lot of times people do have a lot to say about that particular topic. So I'm gonna have Tart is my longest standing male friend that I've had to date. So I think we should kind of talk, because this is something that comes up a lot, and so me and him always talk about this. Why do people trip off of us being best friends? We've been friends for over 20 years, and so it's an interesting topic, and the dynamics is different. Marcus is a different type of person, so I don't think he's right. Everybody couldn't probably maneuver through a relationship the same way he does. So Corey said, we can do it next time, but you may respect the boundary, but that other person may not. So what happens if you have a problem with a friend and your mate doesn't want to give that relationship up? Yeah, I've dealt with that.
So let's table that.
Yeah, I've dealt with that. So we definitely gonna talk about that.
Let's pin that one. We'll schedule some time, and let's tune in next time for how to deal with your mates, different sex friends, and how they do or do not try to have sex with your white mate. I don't know. How you want to talk about it? I don't know. Sound like something good to say. Shit.
Have sex with them? Now, how did you go to that?
I said do or don't.
Oh.
I stuttered. Damn it.
Okay.
Yeah. Do or don't. You missed all the good part.
All right. Yes, Cassandra, I won bowling. I won. That's why we need to have another night, because y'all, I don't know what y'all remember.
I'm gonna leave it alone, cut. So we're gonna go back to, which one was it? We're not being petty.
You gotta put them coins down.
That's part of being a healthy relationship, is not pettiness.
Corey said Hell, some of them do when they see the man is good to you and they don't have that. Yeah, this is gonna be a whole show.
Let's do it.
It's gonna be a whole show. Yeah,
we got it. We got it.
We got plenty of discussion there.
Okay.
Plenty of discussion.
We'll do it.
All right, it's on.
When the twin powers activate,
yeah,
you gotta be a certain age to know that one.
All right, y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for tuning in. Again, share this with other people. Have them join the group. Let them know all the amazing conversations we have.
Yes.
Like, it's amazing. It's open. It's transparent. It's honest. It's authentic. We just want to connect.
That's all we want to do.
We just want to connect. And we want to create a very, very positive, empowered, loving environment. And we hope we're doing that.
Done,
son.
All right.
All right, y'all. Until next time.
See you in the group.